Nintendo, Nintendo, Nintendo. Nintardo, Ninfrico, Ninstupido. On their agenda today, we seek emulator blood. They have once again gone full berserk on Switch emulation. After destroying Yuzu in 2024 with a $2.4 million settlement, they've now started firing DMCA takedown notices at pretty much every Switch emulator for chilling on GitHub. And no one's happy about it, especially Reddit. Wild comments went flying around such as, if they kill one, 10 more will pop up. Kill 10, 100 more will pop up. They can never kill emulation. But the Nintardo bloodhounds, they are roaming around seeking blood.
Nintardo siege continues and everyone is hitting them with a thumbs down.
Before we get into things, guys, what is a DMCA? Well, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act is a US law passed in 1998, back when people were downloading MP3s on LimeWare.
Amongst other things.
The DMCA gives copyright holders the power to demand takedowns of content that infringes on their intellectual properties. Platforms like GitHub, YouTube, Twitter, if they get a valid DMCA notice, they have to comply or risk legal liability. In Nintardo's case, it's them being children and saying,
Hey, take that down. That's mine, you peasant.
Now, emulators themselves, they are not automatically illegal. I mean, US case law has historically supported the legality of emulation software under certain conditions. The big precedent came from Sony vs Connectus in 2000. Connectus made a PlayStation emulator. Sony sued, Sony lost. The court ruled that reverse engineering for compatibility could fall under fair freaking use. In other words, you can legally build software that mimics hardware as long as you're not shipping copyrighted game files or bypassing protection in illegal ways. So why is Nintardo swinging the DMCA hammer like it's Smash Bros freaking finals? Well, for two big reasons, guys. The first one, Switch emulation got too freaking good. And when I say that, guys, I don't mean like, maybe it will run at 20 FPS or 18 FPS if you pray every day. Guys, I'm talking about day one releases running smoother than on actual Switch hardware. We're talking about resolution upgrades, performance boosts, and in some cases, let's be honest, guys, people playing games without paying for them.
Okay, that kind of sounds like piracy.
Wait. Nintardo, guys, when Nintardo sued the creators of Yuzu, the argument wasn't just emulation is bad, it was that Yuzu allegedly facilitated piracy at scale, especially with games like Tears of the Kingdom leaking early. That's the key legal angle, piracy. And from Nintendo's perspective, their logic, well, it's simple, guys. They sell hardware, they sell software, they guard IP like it's the one freaking ring. If an emulator allows people to play Switch games on a $2,000 PC at 4K with 60 FPS without buying a Switch, or worse, without buying the game, that threatens Nintardo. They don't care if you call it preservation, consumer rights, or technological progress. They see revenue leakage. Now, the 2.4 million Yuzu settlement wasn't just about Yuzu. That was a public execution, a warning shot, a billboard that reads, do not freaking test us. Even if emulation is legally grey, litigation costs alone can bankrupt you. Now, is Nintardo technically within its rights to issue DMCA takedowns? Well, yes and no.
Wait. Before you throw your Joy-Cons at me, let me explain. Please let me explain.
It's yes, because if specific repositories host copyrighted assets, encryption keys, or code that directly bypasses Switch protections, Nintardo has grounds to file takedowns. GitHub will comply because they're not about to fight Nintardo's legal team for hobbyists. And at the same time, it's no because DMCA abuse is a real concern. The line between protecting IP and intimidating legal fair use, it can get blurry a bit, guys. If an emulator project is clean room reverse engineered and doesn't distribute copyrighted files, broad takedowns are it's just plain suppression. And we all know Nintardo, guys. They are one of the most aggressive companies when it comes to protection, while simultaneously doing almost nothing to preserve its own legacy titles in accessible ways. I mean, guys, they shut down ROM sites, they shut down fan projects, they shut down tournaments, they shut down emulators. But if you want to legally play a 20-year-old game, good luck, gamers and gamerettes. And I know, it sounds like Nintardo is protecting its intellectual property, but it really feels like they're declaring war on nostalgia. I mean, let's be real, guys. Emulation, it does get tied to piracy a lot, and pretending otherwise would be, well, completely naive of us. But here is the thing, Nintardo, and this is for you, by the way. Piracy existed long before Yuzu. It will exist long after GitHub forks disappear. So, Are you really protecting your IP, or are you just trying to plug a hole in the ocean with a freaking wine cork? From your standpoint, it's a totally predictable move, but from our standpoint, it feels like you guys just keep choosing violence. And what are you gonna really do about it? I mean, your legal team are like what, 1,000 people, 2,000 people? The internet is over billions and billions of people. If you dare and take something down, they will just mirror it, they will fork it, and they will back it up. Which leads us to the real question. Will your stupid DMCA work? Alrighty, Nintardo, are you comfortable in your chair? Good. Let me throw those 4 words at you. This will not work. You can DMCA GitHub, you can sue a developer into the freaking Stone Age, you can deploy the Nintardo ninjas
With a trademark, of course.
with cease and desist scrolls tucked into their freaking penis belts. But the emulation? Oh, emulation is Hydra freaking coded. You cut off one head, 10 more open source forks pop up with anime profile pictures and a Discord server. And when you filed your stupid DMCA, you forgot one thing. GitHub is just a repository. It's not the internet. It's just a storefront. And emulation has been popular for years, and when something is popular, it gets mirrored. Self-hosted repos, private servers, torrent archives, decentralized platforms, offline backups sitting on 40,000 gaming PCs labeled important stuff.
Definitely not emulators.
I mean, when you obliterated Yuzu and stomped on them, within days, forks were everywhere. Eden, Citrons, variants with slightly different names, slightly different logos, but they had the same core concept. And that's the thing with open source software. Once it's out there, it's out there. You cannot unsend the freaking code. Nintardo can scare developers hosting on US-based platforms, but self-hosted repos, different jurisdictions, anonymous maintainers, that's like trying to swat mosquitoes with a freaking lawsuit. And your DMCA, it only works best when people are afraid to fight back. But the emulation communities, they live on violence. And Nintardo is also forgetting another thing. They are no longer fighting a battle that they can guarantee to win. I mean, the battle they're fighting, they've already lost it in 2010. Hardware is no longer sacred. I mean, we live in a world where PCs brute force console performance. The cloud backups, they exist. Open source collaboration spans continents. Switch emulation exploded because the hardware was underpowered compared to modern PCs. When people see a game running at higher resolution, better frame rate, smoother performance, they start asking dangerous questions. Why doesn't it run like this officially? That question alone is a real threat, not the piracy or GitHub or Eden or Citron or DMCA crap or whatever. It's the competition itself, because emulation exposes something slightly uncomfortable to them. Sometimes the community can optimize your hardware better than you freaking can, and instead of competing with better services, better legacy access, or better preservation tools, Nintardo chooses enforcement every single freaking time. But enforcement only slows things down, it does not erase them. Look at music piracy, look at movie piracy, look at ROM sites from the early 2000s. They evolved, they decentralized, they adopted. I mean, Nintendo's legal strategy is like trying to hold back a software galaxy with a Paper Mario freaking red flower. The more aggressively they act, the more motivated the community becomes. Developers who might have a little bit tinkered here and there, suddenly they feel challenged. Users who never backed up their files suddenly archive everything. Forks that were quiet suddenly gain traction out of pure defiance. Go ahead, Nintardo, intimidate a company, bankrupt a developing team, remove a GitHub repo, but you cannot erase an idea that everyone has already embraced. Emulation is not going anywhere. You cannot possibly think to win this war. You cannot win against open source code or against decentralization or against gamers with unlimited spite and external hard drives. Good luck with that, you mother freakers.
I bit my tongue by accident.
And what you also did is you gave emulation free marketing. I mean, before the Yuzu lawsuit, emulation, it was kind of rare. I mean, tech nerd territory. You needed patience and GitHub knowledge. But after the lawsuit, headlines were everywhere. YouTubers covering it, Reddit threads exploding, casual gamers going, wait, what's a Switch emulator? And nothing spreads faster on the internet than something that feels forbidden. It's the Streisand effect.
With a Mario hat on.
You DMCA one repo, now 50,000 people are googling, how does Switch emulation work? What is Ryujinx? how do forks operate? You didn't reduce awareness as much as you thought you would, you freaking multiplied it. You cannot sue curiosity out of existence. You can try to DMCA defiance, but it won't work, and the more dramatic you try to make it, the more the community treats it like a boss fight. And gamers?
Gamers grind bosses for fun.
And guys, thank you once again for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content in the future. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.